You know, Chris, a little friendly advice. You're going to start dating soon. Probably good to get in the habit of chewing with your mouth closed. Doesn't bother me. I'm just, one friend to another.
Well, what, you got a problem with me? You think I'm gross?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, this is what you are, and this is what I am.
Chris, what you always want to remember is that sex is perfectly natural.
Well, sorry, Mr. Swanson, I wasn't really talking to you.
Chris, I know a lot about sex.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have fond memories, but I was kind of hoping to get some advice from someone who isn't broken from the waist down.
I'm a father!
You're a two-wheeled monster!
Chris Griffin might seem like the innocent, bumbling son of the Griffin family, but don't let his goofy demeanor fool you. He's done some pretty questionable things over the years. Here are 7 of the worst things Chris Griffin has ever done. Number 7. Beating his fellow students. And one of the most over-the-top moments in Family Guy history. Chris and Meg turned into stone-cold killers. After Brian made an offensive joke on Twitter, the whole Griffin family became social pariahs.
Hey, are you at Dog Backwards from Twitter?
I am. Are you a fan?
You racist jerk! I hope you get foot and mouth disease!
What the hell was that? Uh-oh.
When a sensitivity mob confronted Chris and Meg at school, things quickly escalated into a full-on cafeteria brawl. Chris responded to a bully by smashing a lunch tray into his face, and from there the siblings went on a rampage, taking out their classmates with brutal efficiency. While the scene is meant to be a parody, it's still shocking to see Chris and Meg mowing down their peers without a second thought. Killing your classmates, even in a fictional setting, is way beyond the pale. Number 6. Steals from Lois.
Oh, we're not laughing at you. We're laughing at Griffin's shoes.
Why? What's wrong with them?
I don't even know what those are. What's Teslic?
A few moments later.
Mom, Dad, I need to get new sneakers.
What? I just bought you new sneakers.
Stealing is bad enough, but stealing from your own mother? That's a new low. When Chris got picked on for wearing generic sneakers, he felt so embarrassed that he decided to swipe money from Lois's purse to buy a pair of expensive shoes.
Busted.
It wasn't long before Meg caught him red-handed, leading to some serious blackmail. Sure, Chris was desperate, but stealing from your mom is pretty much the definition of hitting rock bottom. It's a move that shows just how misguided Chris can be when he's under pressure.
I'll just go tell Mom and Dad about the money, and they'll ground your ass for a year.
I don't care. Tell them, because I'm not even going to be here. I'm going to run away and no one will ever see me again.
Number 5. Sends an inappropriate image.
My phone's broken.
I'm not surprised. It's probably because of all those apps you've been downloading.
Don't say apps like you're young.
No, I took it in the shower because I didn't know you could pause a game. Here, Chris, your first cell phone.
Yay! Something my dad held in the bathroom!
Chris Griffin has always had a hard time talking to girls, but when his friend Neil Goldman convinced him to send an inappropriate picture to a crush, things went from awkward to downright disastrous.
If you want to get a girl's attention, you text her a picture of your penis.
What? Really? Are you sure?
Taking Neil's terrible advice, Chris snapped the revealing photo and sent it off, only to find himself in hot water almost immediately.
All right. What could go wrong?
A few moments later.
When Chris sent that picture, he was technically distributing child pornography.
Child pornography? Joe, that's crazy. He's just a teenager who made a bad choice.
I don't know what to say, but the laws just haven't caught up to how cool kids are now. I'm sorry, but this makes Chris a sex offender.
The fallout was brutal, and while Chris eventually owned up to his mistake, the damage was done. It's a classic example of Chris's poor judgment and his tendency to cross the line in all the wrong ways.
Can't I just go on the news and tell everyone I'm sorry?
Oh, I wish you could, sweetie, but the law says that as a sex offender, you have to complete a rehabilitation course.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Number 4. Injures Brian severely.
It was my pleasure, Mrs. Griffin. Go ahead and check out with my intern, Anna.
I never wanted anyone like this. It's all brand new.
Chris Griffin has always had trouble talking to girls, but one time he took things way too far. When Chris developed a crush on Anna, a girl who works at the veterinary clinic, he became desperate to see her again.
My name's Anna.
I'm Chris. Sometimes I have to poop for a long time. Now you say something.
His brilliant idea: beat the living daylights out of Brian with a chair and then rush him to the clinic. That's right, Chris brutally injured the family dog just for a chance to chat up a girl. It's one thing to be shy around girls, but using your pet as a means to an end? That's a whole new level of messed up, Chris.
Anna, I'm here with my dog. He's not feeling well.
Fuck you.
Number 3, marrying his own dad.
Daddy, you're seriously leaving your entire estate to Chris? I mean, what about Mom?
I promise she'll be dead before I am. I promise.
A few moments later.
What the hell? I can't believe your dad's giving all his cash to Chris.
I know it's strange, but in the end, it's his money, so who really cares?
When Chris was named the sole heir to the Pewter-Schmidt fortune, Peter saw dollar signs instead of his own son. Desperate to get his hands on the money, Peter concocted a plan so twisted it's hard to believe even he thought it was a good idea to marry his own son.
Chris Griffin, will you marry me?
What? Is it even legal for a man to marry his son?
It is in Vermont. As long as it's a man and a man, anything goes up there.
Chris, eager for his father's attention, went along with it, oblivious to the horror of the situation. Peter even tricked Lois into signing divorce papers to make it all legal.
When you're married, you get to spend all your time together doing things like playing catch and going fishing, right?
Well, the best marriages give each other space, but yes, Chris.
Then yes, I will marry you, Dad.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
While Chris might not have been the mastermind, his willingness to marry his own dad is pretty disturbing, even for him.
Thank you. Chris?
Stop the wedding!
Lois, how did you find out about this?
Peter, several people have called the police about a man marrying his son. It's not normal.
Number 2, made out with Meg.
Trick or treat!
Chris, what in God's name are you doing? You can't go out dressed like that.
Why not? I'm Bill Cosby.
Okay, but I mean, you can't go out like that.
Oh, come on, Mom. Don't I look like him? Yeah.
Sometimes the worst things happen by accident, and that's definitely the case with this one. On Halloween, both Chris and Meg attended a party in costume, unaware that they were about to make a huge mistake.
If we wear our masks and we don't take them off for the whole party, the boys won't know who we are, and we'll have a better chance of hooking up.
Good idea!
We are so gonna hook up!
I think we look hot.
Totally hot!
Ugly bitches!
No!
During a game of Spin the Bottle, the siblings ended up in a closet together, where they unknowingly made out. When they realized what had happened, both were mortified, and to make matters worse, everyone at school found out.
A few moments later.
Chris?
Meg?
While it was an accident, it's still one of the most cringe-worthy moments in Family Guy history. Making out with your own sibling is definitely something you never want on your resume, even if it was unintentional.
We're disgusting! We're a disgrace to our family!
Oh, maybe I can get in on this.
Number 1, Spies on Meg.
Mom, why is the cable guy here?
It's me, you guys, and I have something to tell you all. Mom, Dad, I am a lesbian.
That is awesome.
Chris Griffin's teenage hormones have gotten him into trouble more than once, but spying on his own sister is definitely one of the creepiest things he's ever done. When Meg pretended to be into girls to join a club, Chris saw it as the perfect opportunity to sneak a peek.
And what do I have to do to prove this to you?
Well, maybe if I'd seen you kiss your girlfriend.
Fine.
What was that? What is she, your grandmother? That's no kiss. Watch this.
Instead, he got caught in the act and exposed as the perv he was. Not only was this a gross invasion of privacy, but it also revealed just how low Chris would go to satisfy his curiosity.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Please be sure to subscribe and like the video for more Family Guy content.